EU trade members have held emergency talks in Luxembourg overnight as the impact of Donald Trump's tariffs take hold and people decide whether or not they're going to impose reciprocal tariffs, while the UK is calling for calm. Here's our Europe correspondent, Elias Kluwer.
Since Donald Trump announced he'd be slapping the EU with a 20% tariff and the United Kingdom with a 10% imposition, the markets here have been reeling. The German stock exchange, the DAX, tanked 10%. In London, the FTSE dropped 6%. In France, it was a similar story. An emergency meeting of the 27 EU trade ministers has been called, where the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has proposed a zero-for-zero deal. In other words, removing all tariffs on European and American industrial goods. She also hasn't ruled out retaliatory measures. Here in the United Kingdom, however, Westminster is calling for calm. Keir Starmer seems to have ruled out any countermeasures, and the Conservative leader, Keir says that any retaliatory tariffs would lead to a trade war. Keir Starmer today was out touring a car manufacturing facility, saying that he'll fight for the best deal for Britons, and he also mentioned that he would try and introduce policies to best protect local British industry.
Our future is in our hands. And so, of course, we will keep calm and fight for the best deal with the US. And we've been discussing that intensely over the last few days. But we are also going to work with our key partners to reduce barriers to trade across the globe.
Donald Trump hasn't given the EU any indication he's willing to back down on his tariffs frenzy. And so as the markets here prepare for more pain, the EU trade ministers will vote on countermeasures in the coming days.